Hello there, everybody, and welcome. Just finished watching a video game one and a video game video, and now we're moving on to why you can't see stars anymore. I'm curious. I know the video is 3 years old, but I don't really.
Hey smart people, Joe here.
You call me
For
smart?
pretty much
Oh, I'm
all of human
blushing.
history, this has meant the end of our day. I mean, sure,
Oh,
we harnessed fire and some artificial
I'm gonna
light,
die soon.
but we
That's
are not
crazy.
natural creatures of the night.
Oh,
But
as
that
it's all dark in
changed
my
with
room.
one invention that has allowed
The
us
light
to be
bulb.
a part of the night like never before in human history. The light bulb.
Yeah, I knew
I mean,
it.
try to imagine modern life without artificial lighting. It just isn't possible.
As he
But
says that
all of that
I got no light
light
in my room.
comes with a dark side.
Oh wow. Sleeping schedule is fucked up. Yeah, my shit is horrendous. Actually, it's not horrendous. Actually, it's not bad. Let's see. I wake up around 11, 11:30. Let's see today. I don't know what time I usually wake up, but today I woke up at around 11:30, and I went to sleep at like 5, 6 a.m. So, uh, that's a decent amount of time. I don't think that's bad.
On
Probably
January
not enough
17th,
sleeping time.
1994, a powerful earthquake struck the Los Angeles area and
Yeah,
caused
that's
a
only like
massive
6 hours, which is
blackout.
crazy.
Nearby
Hey.
Griffith Observatory started receiving calls from residents asking about the strange sky they were seeing. What
Really?
those people saw was the Milky Way. With no artificial light, the sight of the night sky was so unfamiliar, they didn't know what they were looking at.
Really?
Today, more than 80% of the world and more than 99% of the US and Europe live under light-polluted skies. A third of humans on Earth can never see the Milky Way. And places like Singapore are so polluted by light that people's eyes never fully adjust to the dark. While researching
Oh, damn,
light
that's
pollution
crazy.
the past
I was gonna say, you know what's crazy? Like, you know how when you look in the sky, like, if that was true, right? Like, say the lights turned off and then you could see the sky or the Milky Way. Like, I feel like looking up, you would feel it coming down at you, and it will give you like this trippy effect,
couple
which
months,
would be
I
kind of cool,
learned a
but
new
also trippy.
word, scotopic.
Like, this happened to me before. Like, huh. Like, I went to watch fireworks one time when I was like really young, and I didn't know that they came back down, or I don't know if they came back down, but they looked like they were coming back down, and that shit freaked me the fuck out. Of course, I was really young, so fuck you if you think it's funny. Actually, it was funny, but like fireworks went up, and then it popped, and then it looked like it was coming down, and I was like, oh shit, it's coming down, and
It's
I
the
freaked
type of
out.
vision that we use in very low light levels. Whereas our normal bright light photopic vision is produced by 3 types of color-sensitive cone cells, dark scotopic vision is produced by the eye's rod cells, which are great at sensing something's brightness, but can't discriminate different colors. Anyway, the reason I'd never heard of scotopic vision before is that most of us don't experience it much. Night has been taken over by light. It still gets dark at night. Unless you're near the North or South Pole in the summertime, the sun still goes down every day. But it's not real darkness. So then what is real darkness? I've been struggling for a way to explain it, because how do you describe the absence of something? Well, I figure you don't try to describe
Close your
what's
eyes.
missing. You look at what was hiding there all along.
Put your hand over. I don't know.
Now, I'm not the world's best astrophotographer, but I've been lucky enough to take
Oh, wow.
pictures in some
That's
of
cool.
the darkest places left in North America, like Big Bend National Park,
That looks fire.
the Grand Canyon in Arizona, and here at McDonald
Oh, that's
Observatory
fire.
in West Texas.
My mouse fell. Oh, don't be afraid of the dark. Go enjoy it. It would be cool if we had no light day once a year so we can experience. That would be fire. That'd be fire. As a kid growing up in India, we were subject to power cuts over large parts of the state. In the summer, when we came out of our houses and admired dozens of stars and a Milky Way, which was amazing to watch. Words cannot explain how beautiful it is. You have to experience it yourself. Yeah, it's probably really cool.
And while I was out there, I met someone who's trying to save darkness.
I'm Bill Wren, Special Assistant to the Superintendent at the University of Texas, Austin, McDonald Observatory, and my
How would
job
that work?
responsibility.
Wait, how would that work? Would it just be like, I wonder how that would work from where I am at, because we currently moved with my dad, and we live in an apartment, right? And hold on, let me look outside real quick. Hold on, this got me curious. A bunch of shit. So would it be like? I mean, I can't see the stars because it looks cloudy and there's a mountain in the way. But would it be like we all the outside lights turn off, but then all the inside lights are still on? But then in all the places where there's like a big ass business, it's lights off.
Is
Like,
to keep
how
the
does that
skies
work?
dark for ongoing astronomical research here at the observatory. The places where you can go to see a naturally dark starry sky are vanishing, they're shrinking, they're becoming fewer and farther between. You have to travel great distances from major cities.
I mean,
in
I
order to be able
already
to
live in
see
NC, so I
a
can go to the
naturally
Grand
dark
Canyon, but I
sky.
feel like I might
An
fall
amateur astronomer named John
into the
Bortle came
canyon.
up with a scale to measure the night sky brightness based on how many objects are visible.
Ooh.
In perfectly dark skies, Bortle Scale 1, there's between maybe 4,000 and 5,000 stars bright enough to be
Oh,
visible
wow.
to the naked eye
That
from any
looks dope.
spot on Earth. I use some software called Stellarium to give you an idea
Looks
of what that looks
cool.
like.
That looks cool as
It's
fuck.
actually hard to even pick out constellations. But most Americans live at Bortle Scale 5 or higher, which means they aren't seeing 98% of the stars in the sky.
Yeah.
We see people all the time at our public star parties that have never seen the Milky Way and are just awe-inspired.
Now, the beauty of the night sky is one thing, but there's a bunch of other reasons that we should protect dark skies.
For astronomy, I guess it's pretty straightforward. We need to be able to see the stars in the sky to be able to do astronomical research. And there's other questions about the exposure to too much artificial light at night not being so good for your health. In fact, it affects the biorhythms of all living creatures on the planet. There's
really?
a cost efficiency question in terms of how much light we're wasting into the night sky by poorly designed, poorly installed light fixtures. On the order of billions of dollars worth of electricity costs alone are wasted into the night sky in the United States alone.
We've lit up streets, parking lots, buildings, and every populated space we can, mostly to make the night more safe. So when you hear people saying that we should use less light at night, your first reaction might be, well, that'll make us less safe, right? But as hard as it is to believe, no study has ever shown that more light leads to less crime. Most property crime.
This is what I think about. More light leads to more crimes being seen instead of less crimes, right? So, like, let's say I'm by myself walking. I just came back from the store, and there's like no lights. I can't do nothing about it if I get robbed, because if I get robbed, somebody's gonna see me, or not see me, but they're not gonna see me getting robbed, and they're gonna steal my shit and run off, and then I'm not gonna see who took it because it's dark. Probably not dark enough that I can't see shit, but they'll be wearing a mask, whatever. But then, let's say I'm walking home and there's light out on the street, right? I'm walking in the light. Like me, I don't. If it's dark out, I do not go through alleyways, nigga. I'm not going through an alleyway. Like when I used to go to high school, right? There was like this alleyway where there was like a bunch of homeless people, and I'm like, and I heard one time that somebody got stabbed there, right, or some shit like that. So I never walked through there, even if it was daytime or night. I never walked through there because I did come at night sometimes. I never walked through there. I'll always walk on the street where there's cars and lights passing by.
Crime
So
occurs during the day. And even the worst crimes like sexual assaults that we normally associate with bad guys in dark alleys are far more likely to occur indoors at the hands of someone the victim knows. And bad lighting can actually make bad guys harder to see. More light at night can actually make us less healthy too. I mean, for hundreds of thousands of years, humans evolved with the rhythms of night and day. Like other creatures, we have a natural biological clock, our circadian rhythm, that's controlled by this cycle of light and dark. In darkness, our bodies produce a hormone called melatonin that helps us sleep, it boosts our immune system, and helps
is that why I can't fall asleep until I don't know when I'm asleep?
Light at night, especially blue light, can mess with that. And LED lighting, while it saves energy and money, often peaks in the blue part of the spectrum, making this problem worse. Night work has even been classified by some medical groups as a risk factor for many cancers. So consider putting this away at night. And if you do have to look at a screen, use night mode or an app to reduce the blue light given off by your screen.
Well, I don't have my phone at
Study this, the more it looks like we've
always
underestimated the negative effects of light, that it truly is a pollutant in its effect on humans and on wildlife. There are countless wild species being negatively affected by our light pollution, whether they're nocturnal, active at night, or crepuscular, active during twilight. Everything from fireflies that can't find mates to dung beetles who can no longer navigate by the Milky Way, and from baby sea turtles walking into roads instead of the sea to the millions of birds killed every year in collisions with buildings.
I think that's because the bird couldn't see the building.
This
I'm playing.
You're not ready for.
Every September 11th in Lower Manhattan, 88 7,000-watt searchlights shine into the night sky as a tribute in light.
Damn.
It's one of the brightest light installations ever constructed.
What
And
the
even
hell?
though it's only on for one night a year, over 1 million birds have been lured in by these lights,
Oh, wow.
disrupting their annual migrations, and many have died after colliding with buildings. That is, until scientists started working with the people running the tribute in light to keep that from happening. Now, if more than 1,000 birds are counted in the lights, they're turned off for 20 minutes. You can watch on this radar image as the lights alternate between on and off, and huge clouds of
Oh, wow.
disoriented birds
That's
go
crazy.
safely on their way. I think this is an inspiring example of how humans and nature can coexist in a world of artificial light. Because stopping light pollution doesn't mean getting rid of all artificial light. That's crazy. Light pollution is not all light at night. It's light out of place. The reason satellite views of the dark side of our planet look like this is because we're wasting that light by shining it up into space instead of using it to light our way down here. Light pollution is unique because it's the only kind of pollution we can clean up instantly. Polluted water and air take decades to cleanse them of human impacts, but cleaning up the night skies is easy.
Tell me how it works. Tell
Just
me how
turn
you
out
would
the
do.
light.
Oh, okay.
Definitely a sense of awe to stand and look up at the Milky Way. And
Like he said, we're wasting lights that's shining to the sky, right? But how? Like, is my lights? No, I think it's more like capitals. Like capitals with like really tall buildings that have a bunch of lights. I guess those are the ones that's pointing at space.
see the stars splashed across the sky, and
Or maybe
realize
parking
the
lots.
three-dimensional depth that you can see when you look into the plane of the galaxy. Just the scale that surrounds us, the dimensions of the universe on the grand scale is awe-inspiring. I do believe that seeing a naturally dark sky provides one with a sense of context, a sense of living in a very large space and
I wanna
being
see one.
part of something.
Maybe I'll go
on
to
a
the
very
Grand Canyon one day.
scale. And
Probably
it
not.
does give one
'Cause I don't wanna
sometimes
fall
a
and
chill
trip
up
and
the
never be
spine
seen again.
to realize
Anybody want to go
that
with me?
we came out
I don't
of
think
this
you do.
universe as
Would I
opposed
go
to being
if you invited me? Probably
put
not.
into it. But we won't get too philosophical here.
Well, Bill may not want to get philosophical, but I think that beautifully sums up why dark is just as important to our lives as the light. Now, many of the beautiful shots of the night sky you've seen in this video are time lapses. They're made with long exposure photos that show you a bit more than you can see with your own eyes. But I wanted to give you some idea of what you really can see with the naked eye under those dark skies that so few of us get to experience. And while it's not the crispiest shot in the world, I hope it captures a feeling for you.
I've been trying to think of a way to describe
Damn, that
what
camera
it is
quality is
like
horrible.
to see this,
My bad, man.
and it's really hard to come up with the words.
Bro
It
said
is
not the
something
crispiest. Bro's
that you
in
just have
like
to see. And it's
720.
something that I hope that people still get the chance to see.
I was
It makes you
expecting
feel
like
small
1080, not
and big at
4K.
the same
Bro gave me
time. It makes
720.
you feel far away
580.
and connected at the same time. And all I know for
230.
sure is it's good for you.
Bro, I can't even see the stars
Stay
because it's all
curious.
pixelated. Okay, then that is fire. Bro, that's fire as fuck, though. I want to see the
Hey
Milky Way.
there, you want more space? Well, PBS is bringing you the universe with the Summer of Space, which includes 6 incredible new science
Damn, I used to watch PBS for kids. Mm, people don't understand just how beautiful the night sky is without any light pollution. I mean, I've been an amateur astronaut. Oh, geez. How do you become an amateur astronaut? What does that mean? Do you get paid for that? And then are there professional astronauts? And do you like not go to space, or do you barely float up close to space but don't get to space? Like, okay. But I had only ever observed from suburbs. This one time I got a chance to take my telescope out to a truly dark sky, and believe me, it was sensational. I almost didn't use a telescope because I was busy lying on the ground. Grass is itchy, my guy. I don't think you should do that without a blanket. On the ground and admiring the beauty of the Milky Way. Can't really explain it because you have to experience it. It just can't be put in words. Mm. Neither do they care. Speak for yourself. Yeah, you practically need to be far, far away from cities and everything else just to have a chance at seeing them. It's majestic, nice sky. I still dream of the day when I can see it for myself. Not just far away, but also high on a hill slash mountain to avoid the sky glow. Even in sub-rural areas, it's still terrible. Terrible still. Oh, wow. But yeah, let me know. What is the resolution of the eye? What? But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I would want to see a dark sky though. I want to see the Milky Way. That's fire. That sounds fire. But yeah, like, subscribe. See you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night. Bye.